The film begins with a jarring flashback set 28 years prior, during the genesis of the rage virus outbreak. We see a young boy named Jimmy hiding within his family's home. From his hiding spot, he witnesses the initial horrific breakdown of society. His father, a minister, interprets the terrifying pandemic not as a disaster, but as a religious event, a cleansing. The father gives the boy an upside-down cross necklace, ensures his escape through a secret passage, and then, in an act of fervent, final devotion, calmly embraces the infected as they breach the door, submitting himself to the virus. The screen cuts to the present, 28 years later. Mainland Britain is under perpetual, strict quarantine. The rage virus is presumed contained, but has effectively crippled the nation. Isolated communities of the norm, often regressing into primitive, austere ways of life. The central figure is Spike, a 12-year-old boy living on Lindisfarne, an island off the northeast coast. The community is protected by a causeway that floods daily, cutting them off from the mainland. Spike's life is shadowed by the slow, debilitating decline of his mother, Isla, who suffers from terminal brain cancer. His father, Jamie, has accepted her fate and is having an affair, driving Spike to a breaking point. Spike rejects his father's passivity. Convinced that a cure, or at least help, can be found, he sneaks his ailing mother off the island and ventures into the desolate mainland, determined to find a rumored reclusive physician, Dr. Ian Kelson. The mainland is a terrifying, lawless expanse. Spike and Isla face not only the fast-moving runners from the original outbreak, but also a new, more evolved threat, the Alpha infected, exemplified by the highly intelligent and powerful creature named Samson. Their lives are saved, temporarily, by Eric Sundquist, a highly cynical, heavily armed Swedish Navy seaman, the lone survivor of a NATO quarantine patrol. The journey leads to a series of profound, gruesome encounters. They find a pregnant, infected woman, an unsettling symbol of the virus's evolution. Isla, in a moment of clear-headed compassion, helps the woman deliver a healthy, uninfected baby girl, but the paranoid Swedish soldier immediately executes the infected mother and threatens the infant, viewing it as an existential threat. The Alpha, Samson, intervenes violently, decapitating Eric and once again saving Spike and Isla, hinting at a disturbing, non-random connection between the infected. They finally find Dr. Kelson. He's a bizarre figure, a former doctor who has retreated from the world, his body painted with iodine, subsisting in an isolated, macabre sanctuary, a monument he has constructed entirely out of carefully cleaned, stylized human bones, which he calls the Bone Temple. Kelson delivers the final, devastating diagnosis. Isla's condition is terminal brain cancer. Accepting her fate, Isla chooses euthanasia. Kelson honors her death by carefully sterilizing her skull and enshrining it within his terrifying bone monument. Before departing, Spike manages to subdue the Alpha, Samson, in a final act of maturity, saving Dr. Kelson's life. Kelson encourages Spike to return home with the rescued, uninfected infant. Spike names the baby Isla and leaves her for his father at the village gate, then turns his back on the safety of the island. He walks deep into the mainland, rejecting his old life and vowing to find a new path. The film's true climax occurs 28 days later. Spike is cornered and facing certain death from a massive horde of infected. Suddenly, a strange, brightly dressed militia emerges. They are organized, highly efficient, and wear gaudy tracksuits and gold jewelry, fighting the infected with synchronized martial arts moves set to the loud audio of a children's television show. This cult-like group call themselves variations of the name Jimmy and are led by Sir Jimmy Crystal. Sir Jimmy wears the familiar upside-down cross necklace from the film's opening, revealing his identity as the adult Jimmy who witnessed his father's bizarre death. Sir Jimmy Crystal saves Spike and invites him to join their ranks. He has built a society based on a profound cultural regression, blending violent combat with arrested development. The film concludes with Spike staring at this final, unsettling reality. The true threat to Britain is no longer just the rage, but the disturbing, culturally warped, and brutally isolated survivors who have formed a terrifying new society.